Hi y'all, it's your Star Goddess, and I have another paranormal experience for you today because I had one this morning again. So now that I've had two in a row, twice, I think I kind of figured out what's going on. The other day when I went to the mausoleum and the cemetery, I did visit a child's grave, and I kind of got a little bit attached, and I kind of stood there for a little while. If you saw the video, and I looked at their little basket that their parent had left them, and it reminded me of my child because my child likes the same type of toy that was left in the basket, which was like these little Littlest Pet Shop toys. And my kids are like obsessed over them. So I kind of like related, like, wow, look, that toy, my kids love that toy, that could be them, that child is 5 years old. So I kind of got attached emotionally a little bit for a second. And I believe that that little child spirit, I don't know if I call it, if it was already, lingering, because recently had been visited by their parent who left them like a basket of flowers and toys and candy. I don't know, it's because the veil is thin, and I don't know, but somehow I feel like maybe that child was also like following me or attached to me in some way. And so I believe maybe it followed me, or at least it did subconsciously or something. I don't know, mentally, astrally, I'm not sure. But anyway, either way, how it goes. Either way it goes. Yesterday I was touched on my foot by some little fingers when my alarm clock went off and I didn't get up, and it was time for me to get up for school because my kids were going to be late. So my kids were also the same room. And then this morning I had the weirdest experience. I was like waking up, like half sleep, half waking, and I heard a voice, and it was in my ear, like right here, and it said mom or mommy or mom or something like mom, right? I'm like, and that I didn't recognize the voice. Okay, so I'm like, I felt like it was like asking permission to get into my bed with me, and like, because my kids were in the bed too, because they sleep with me sometimes. And I felt like it was asking me permission to get in the bed or to accept, I don't know. But I said, I was like, no. Not because I'm mean or anything, but because, I'm not that child's mom. I don't want to be emotionally tied to, that spirit, because, I don't know. I just don't. So, not for any reason in particular, but when you are around a lot of deceased people, or and you're like able to hear and feel spirits and stuff like that, they're attracted to you, and I just don't want a bunch of stuff attracted to me. I don't want to start that, because it's you already have enough drama in your real life. You don't want to attract more and more, that drains your energy. I started feeling super tired yesterday. I got dizzy. I had to sit down. So, it wasn't health related, because I checked my blood pressure. Everything is fine. It's just that they drain my energy. That's why I can't have them around. So what I had to do is light a bunch of candles, and I played like, I said, go back to where you came from, go back home, go back to the other side, or go visit your own parents, and da 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 da. Because I can't take that, drain. So I had to light candles so that that spirit was around, that it could draw energy from that fire and the candle. I left my candle burning all night just for that reason. So today I feel a lot better. I'm more energized. I don't feel like I'm being drained today. But it usually comes around either early in the morning or in the evenings. So I try to light the candle, and I am probably going to do a sage around the house, but you know, I kind of ushered them out and said, you know, go back, you know, blah 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 blah. And because I can't have that energy draining me. And that's why, like, I say, when you go to a cemetery, make sure you don't get attached to any of the graves or people's stories, or, you know, feel bad for them, because especially around this time of year, the veil is super thin and they might pick up on that energy. And if you are any type of clairvoyant, clairaudient, if you can feel spirits, there's another term for that, but I can't even remember it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But if you can't, if you're like that just a little bit, or even remotely, they will attach themselves to you because you can, you know, communicate with them. And, you know, that's kind of what they want sometimes. So you should always have like some type of protection. You should always, you know, cleanse yourself after you leave. And I was dumb and I didn't do it because I was like, forgot. And it's not really protection against anything evil. It's just that energy that gets attached to you. You have to cleanse it off, and I didn't, and that was my fault. But, you know, you live and you learn. It wasn't a bad spirit or anything. It's just a child. So that's an easy one. But imagine if it wasn't, you know. So you gotta kind of keep that in mind. And as many times as I have been in a cemetery before, yes, I have had energy follow me. Yes, I have had to cleanse myself. Yes. When I used to work in the funeral business, yes, I would not go directly home after work. I would go and like hang out with my friends, have a drink, you know, go out and you know, cleanse my aura of all that death and stuff that I was around all day. I would go have fun, you know, and raise my vibration. And you know, so that would kind of help. That would kind of help a lot. And but if I were ever to go, like some of the days I would actually go directly home and stuff like that, I would like I would always take my shoes off and leave them outside my house, because there's a lot of grave dirt on my shoes that I wear to work. I have like a pair that I keep in my car, and then my shoes that I wear indoors. So when I'm walking around the cemetery, I have a pair of cemetery shoes when I used to work, you know, for the funeral industry. And those shoes have mud on them because sometimes it, you know, it rains. There's like a lot of grave dirt on my shoes. So I'll leave my shoes outside and stuff like that. I try to cleanse as much as possible, but you know, you're going back into it daily anyway. So it's like, but really, when you're that young and you're focused on career, friends, partying, there's not really much room for spirituality. So they really don't attach themselves to you, because you know, there's nothing that you can do for them, and you're not even in that zone. You're not thinking about them. They're just work to you, and then you're out to have fun afterward because you're young and you don't care. So, you know, nothing really attached themselves to me for a long period of time, because I wasn't, you know, trying to deal with it, you know. But now, especially that I'm older and more focused on my spiritual path and my spirituality and my knowledge and my growth, they do drain me and they do come. If I forget to seal the door, seal the path, cleanse myself, send them back, and sometimes I forget, you know, I'm human. And so when I remember, then I have to immediately go back and do it. And this has happened before, when I did a spiritual reading to contact, you know, someone, and I got distracted and I got up from the reading and I forgot to do all the, you know, closing and the sending back and the thanking, okay, goodbye. I forgot to do all of that, and I paid for it for like a week, but then I got rid of that energy, so it was fine. But yeah, always close it, cleanse it, or else you will have little things following you, if you are any type of, sensitive to the other side like that. So I gotta go sage my house. Speaking of this, I do need to sage my house now. And I've been doing my Florida water spray, but that's just to get rid of negative energy. This is not really a negative energy. This is just, a spirit. So I just need to usher them back on over to the other side, or to wherever they need to be right now. They should be with their family, not me. Maybe they're just like my kids. I'm not sure, but it's draining me, y'all, so I gotta get rid of it. So I will see y'all later. Thank y'all for watching my paranormal experience vlogs. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Or if you've had a similar experience with being drained or feeling really tired, or things following you, or you forgetting to cleanse or close the door and stuff like that, put it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Okay. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.